All right, hi again, everybody. Terry Vanderbeck with Sanford Sports, joined by one of our favorite recurring characters, Mr. David Michaud. We're here in beautiful downtown Sioux Falls. Check out the vibes we got going here, man.
Yeah, nice out here.
It's good out here, especially when we got the hair flowing. We got the Magic Mike Hamill shirt.
Oh, yeah.
That's what brings David to town here. Of course, if you aren't familiar with David, Pine Ridge guy, South Dakota State guy, just MMA guy, and he's here with Mike Hamill, who's out of the lab. Interesting spot because Mike's fighting a guy you've known for a long time, a lot of us know for a long time, Bryce Logan.
Yeah, before I moved down to Phoenix, I was training with Bryce a little bit at Next Edge. He had started kind of going over there. So I've known Bryce for probably 8 years now.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's none of my guys have ever had to fight him. Luckily, it's kind of unfortunate, but, it's a fight game. We'll still be friends afterwards.
That's how it works. And again, last time we saw Bryce at the Pentagon, he was winning the LFA title, so cool moment.
I wasn't aware that
it was, and
here
it was a no fan scenario. So he was able to have probably his parents maybe were in one suite, and that was it.
Yeah.
But not the vibe. He's an electric fighter, and it would have been, people would have been crawling.
Yeah, he brings the fans out. There's
absolutely.
always hundreds,
and
thousands.
He's a very entertaining fighter too. He just goes exactly. So we'll look forward to that one. What else jumps out to you about this card? We've got a mix of really veteran guys, international guys, up and comers, probably a fight to get a title shot. What jumps out to you as a guy who knows the fight game?
I mean, just everything. Bellator runs a good show. They're gonna have fans. That's huge.
That's true.
That's the biggest thing, I think, because it changes the fights. It changes the fights whenever there's fans there.
Yep.
And it's honestly, it's kind of bad for my guy because Bryce is going to have a ton of fans.
Yep.
So everyone's going to be cheering for him. The crowd's going to be going wild.
Yeah.
Storley's on the card.
Yep.
The crowd goes wild when he fights. So just having fans is huge. It changes it. Whenever you have fights without fans, it's kind of quiet. And you can hear everything. And the only good thing about it is you can hear every strike. That's the only good thing about no fans is you can hear when someone gets hit, when they get cracked in the head, when you get kicked and you hear that thud. It's like, oh, that one hurt. But the fans, whenever you hear them in the fight and you're going, it just kind of builds you up, gives you a little more energy. So that's what I'm most excited about, just being around a big show again where there's fans.
Yeah.
A bunch of fans cheering, screaming. Excited about all that action.
And since you brought it up, tickets are still available, but Ticketmaster.com or the Pentagon box office. So if you're interested, come on, join us.
Yeah, what else do you got going on?
What else is going on? Right,
Come
exactly. How about the headliner? So I think it's interesting. Again, a lot of people are going to be at the fights because of the local guys, and certainly they're all. Logan's a top 5 guy at this point. Again, Bryce Logan on his way up. Bailey Schoenfelder from here on, I think, has a future in the sport. But the two main events, you've got, again, I think 3 out of the 4 international between Czech, Sergey, who it's his birthday today, and he's been spotted around town, which is kind of fun, just a giant Russian man.
Yeah.
He posted some sort of message on Instagram this morning. It was, I think, thank you ever for the birthday wishes. He tagged us at the Pentagon, but Russian Google Translate didn't help me out, so I have no idea what he said, but he seems like a very nice man. Between he and Shaq in that headline, you're talking about just a wealth of experience. 2 guys in that for a long time. Yeah. I think they both have more than 30 professional wins, which is just a ton.
And just huge guys.
Just
this is guys where if they run into the side of the cage, you got to be worried about them coming through. They are big guys that can throw hard. Yeah, big strong dudes. Man, and it's always crazy when Congo's been in a lot of just great wars.
He has.
He's been in just back and forth, knock them down, drag out wars before. So he's also been in the top 10 in the world for a long time. So it should be a good time. It should be a good fight. I'm excited for it.
And then below that, you've got the undefeated guy, JJ Wilson, against one of our guys from Sanford MMA and Adam Borish. Interesting to hear how I think Borish has probably a better resume to this point, but you can't knock undefeated. And again, allegedly the winner gets AJ McKee, who's become one of the hottest names in MMA here, pretty quick order.
Yeah, I watched Borish fight my guy Mike Hamill. Actually, Hamill came in on short notice, ended up missing weight, and they fought. And Borish beat him split decision, but it was tough. Borish is tough. He's a solid striker. He just lost to McKee, right? I mean, that was his only loss.
He lost to Caldwell.
Oh, Caldwell.
Caldwell, yeah.
Got wrestled up by Caldwell.
Yep.
Yeah, but so he lost some guys who were solid wrestlers, but you have to be top to top to be able to get him down and hold him down. And his striking is extremely exciting. You know, he's always firing those flying knees, putting people away. So that's another one that should be a very exciting fight.
Yeah, and maybe we should have done this off the top, but to wrap things up, for people who are maybe unfamiliar, I think the fight fans in South Dakota understand what Bellator is. They understand how MMA works at this point. Obviously, it's gotten far more visible in the last few years with things like the ESPN contract. But for people who are a little more casual, who aren't used to it, explain what Bellator is and where they kind of fit into the pecking order of the international world MMA.
Yeah, you know, like everyone knows UFC, that's on ESPN, so it's the most visible. It's always being seen. Everyone's got ESPN. Everyone sees it. Bellator's right there. You know, they're number 2 at views and everything, and they have a lot of top guys. They have a lot of really good guys. You know, their champions are right there with UFC champs. So they're right there with top.
Yeah, yeah, and if a good example, recent development with Michael Chandler switching from Bellator, where he was kind of their guy, and having early success at the UFC, fighting for a title, kind of legitimizes Bellator for people that wondered where do they fit into things.
Yeah, and that happens often. You know, who else? Eddie Alvarez. Alvarez was Bellator champ. Chandler beat him. He wasn't champ. He went to UFC, and after a few fights, he was UFC champ. So you know, guys can go right from Bellator to UFC and be right in the title contention. Like Chandler, he not only fought for a title, he had the guy down and had him rocked, had him hurt. He was seconds away from being a champ himself.
Yeah, very good. You got any shout outs or anything?
No, come out to the fights, check it out. It's gonna be a good time.
That's the best shout out he could have done. Big thanks to David. Always great to have him here back in Sioux Falls. Appreciate your time and your work. And like you said, get some tickets. We got weigh-ins coming up at Green Shots. That'll be kind of cool, different scene there. And then fights Friday night, as well as a lot of celebrity fighters stopping by at Blue Rock Friday afternoon. So thanks for checking in. We'll see you guys again soon.